And we're live. Hello, all, and welcome. And I'm the Realist Philosopher, and this is the Realist Philosopher Show. So, how you all doing today? Hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. I'm doing all right. So, before I start talking about any stories or anything, I would like to, well, talk about some other platforms I'm on. For those of you who don't know, YouTube is throttling people big time. Turns out that Susan Wojcicki, whatever her name is, brilliant genius that she is, changed the algorithm. Anybody that's even a little to the right of the center, even if you're a centrist, it doesn't matter. Conservative, non-conservative, not a Bible thumper, but you're even a little bit traditional. Yeah, they're going to cut your views by 80 or more percent. Shadow bans, other little creative ways to stop your videos from getting viewed. It's interesting. I thought that YouTube was a platform for viewing videos. Imagine that. Yeah, turns out it's nothing more than a vehicle for delivering a very specific political narrative. And also being used to silence political dissidents, those who essentially disagree with the political views of the owners of Google. Imagine that. I guess it's no surprise they lost $70 billion, their parent company Alphabet, and they blame it largely on YouTube. Imagine that. You bow down to about 8% of the population. Or you bow down to the radical left, which is only about 8% of the population, and you get YouTube to essentially start banning videos that appeal to the majority of the population, and suddenly you lose $70 billion in ad revenue because you have essentially banned, blocked, shadow banned, reduced the visibility of so many producers of content that the majority want to see that your views go into the dumper. And you need views to make ad revenue. Talk about cutting your own throat. Which is why I always say that these leftists, especially the radical ones that are running these companies, they don't really care about profit. They only care about delivering a political narrative. That's it. So you need to view me on other platforms. Number one is BitChute. And surprisingly, I have more viewers there. I have more subscribers on BitChute than on YouTube, which is just fascinating to me. It's a far smaller platform than YouTube, yet I'm getting more initial views without having to advertise my content. I'm getting more new subscribers on BitChute without having to go out of my way to advertise my content. Meanwhile, I'm having to post on other platforms. Whenever I post a video on YouTube, I'm going, Reddit, I'm going to Facebook, I'm going to friggin' Twitter, and still the engagement is meh, okay? Sometimes good, but the number of new subscribers, getting more on BitChute. So in addition to YouTube, I'm going to start posting all of my new content on BitChute. In addition to YouTube, I'm going to start posting all my new content on BitChute. So I suggest you follow me there. BitChute seems to be the future. You'll find the link in the description. I also stream on DLive, and I'm going to open up a Twitch page as well, so you can watch me on Twitch. I know a lot of you say you don't like YouTube. I've had some of you send me messages calling it FashTube, as in fascism tube. Well, put your money where your mouth is and go and sign up for these other platforms. It's really that simple. All right. Anyway, also, if you'd like to donate to my content and support my further content creation, visit my website, therealistphilosopher.com/donate. That's therealistphilosopher.com/donate. Excuse me. Need to get a fucking cough button. All right. So without any further ado, let's get into what's going on in the news today. I'm going to tell you what. This is disturbing. This poor guy, this Christian in Colorado. You heard about the cake shop, right? Oh, man. Everybody's heard about the Christian cake shop that won't bake cakes for gay weddings. Well, they're getting sued, get this, for a third time. For discrimination because, it's 2019, whatever the fuck that means. So, Apparently, in 2019, in a country that was founded by Protestant Christians, that was founded by people who were fleeing persecution to get away from, people telling them they couldn't practice their religion as they saw fit. Presbyterians, Protestants, whatever. And if they tried, they would get killed, burned at the stake, lots of nasty shit. Well, now you got the U.S. government telling people they can't practice their religion. Boy, it's very interesting. I thought you had freedom of religion in America only if you wear a hijab, apparently. I don't see any fucking Muslim bakeries getting sued. I gotta imagine there's Muslim bakeries, right? The Muslim bakeries bake cakes. The Muslims have cakes at their weddings. What the fuck do they eat at a Muslim wedding? How does that work? Anybody ever been to a Muslim wedding? What do they do? Did they sacrifice goats? Did they just eat big leavened bread? What do they do? I don't know. Big piece of leavened bread that they share amongst each other. I don't know how that works, but I would imagine there's gotta be some Muslim fucking bakeries out there. Why don't some of you lesbos and gay people go to those? Huh? Why don't you go to those and ask them to bake you a fucking wedding cake? See how they respond. I bet they won't. But I bet you won't go there. And not only that, but I bet you won't go there, and I bet you won't sue when they refuse either, because they will. But of course, they're allowed their freedom. It's just Christians that are not. Well, I'm a leftist. I hate religion. Religion has no place in society. It gives people directions and a moral compass that's outside of the LGBTQ leftist cultural Marxist ideology. Can't have that. Can't control that. It's got to go. So the owner of Masterpiece Cake Shop, not for long, which won a case before the U.S. Supreme Court recently, was sued for a third time this week. Wow. What is it with you gay people? Can't you get a life? Why is it that so often you identify so personally with your fucking sexual orientation? Isn't there anything more to you than your cock and your asshole? Or your pussy? Is that all you are? Is that how you self-identify? Is that what makes up your identity? Is that it? That all you are? God. He doesn't want to serve you. Go to another fucking bakery. Oh, but no, I gotta sue him. Gotta sue him. I want money. Yeah. So Jack Phillips, the Lakewood, Colorado bakery owner who has refused to bake cakes that violate his Christian faith, is being sued again. Imagine that. There's still Christians getting married in Colorado, so he's probably got plenty of business. He's being sued again by Autumn Scardina, a transgender Wayman, for refusing to bake a gender transition cake. What is it with these people? They all think that they're heroes, that they're valiant revolutionary heroes fighting for a just cause. Hey, pinheads, it's a cake. And for all you idiots out there saying, he ought to do it, it's just a cake. Well, the same can be said for these LGBTQ nut jobs. It's just a fucking cake. Get over it. Well, of course, they can't because they're snowflakes and he's not. Scardina claims it is textbook LGBT, no Q? Discrimination. But Phillips said she is rehashing old claims that hold no merit, right, to gain some kind of merit for herself, which is totally unearned. I want brownie points for virtue seeking the lead, being a good, useful idiot. Phillips describes himself as an artist who uses cakes as a canvas to express ideas and celebrate events. Hey, pal, whatever floats your boat, huh? It's your business, right? Do what you want. Right, he should be able to do what he wants, but he can't because we're in the United States of fascism, calling itself anti-fascism, where we have private businesses, but they're really not private, right? Just like Hitler had in Germany. Yeah, I don't want to set up a whole bureaucracy to have to run all these fucking businesses, so I'll let you do all the day-to-day mundane necessities of running the business, but we're really in charge, okay? We're really in charge. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what we want you to do, and you need to implement it, okay? It's that simple. I don't want to be bothered with all the little minutia. You run your business as if it was yours, but it's really ours. We call the shots, because we're Big Brother, bitch. Big Daddy is more like it. Yeah. he has insisted he doesn't want to do something that goes against his faith. Yeah. I understand. Why is it that Muslims can wear hijabs in Congress even though there's a rule banning headgear? And they can wear them in the military even though there's rules against that? And that's perfectly okay because that's in line with their faith. But this guy, he can't follow his faith. That's great. Gotta love the contradictions. He said the cases against him have directly affected his family and business, and he's faced death threats and harassment. Well, yeah, because, the left, these wonderful, peaceful dissidents, they go to violence first. They are the most violent people. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Phillips last year in a case where he refused to bake a cake for a same-sex wedding. Shouldn't that be case closed? Doesn't that set a precedent? I mean, that's the Supreme Court. How's it getting sued again? How can they even bring this up? How can anybody sue him for this? The High Court ruled the Colorado Civil Rights Commission showed anti-religious bias when it filed a discrimination charge against Phillips. Well, it does, because we all know there's an anti-religious bias, but it only goes one way, to the right, to the established traditional religion of America, because you see, that's postmodernism, okay? You have to essentially get rid of, turn on its head, toss aside that which is traditional and normal in America. It needs to be replaced by a new power dynamic, because that's really all postmodernism is about, right? The commission then filed another complaint against Phillips after he refused to make Scardina a cake celebrating a gender transition. He in turn sued the state, claiming he was being singled out for his religious beliefs, which he is. The commission and Phillips agreed to drop their cases in March after discovery showed anti-religious hostility from the state toward the family-run bakery. Yeah. This global homo agenda, it's really getting on my nerves. The way that the global elites are weaponizing this 1%, this 0.5% of the population to essentially get the rest of us to fall into line and do what they want. Scardina decided to pursue separate litigation. Wants to get a payday, which attorneys filed Wednesday in district court. Hey, Scardina, how much money you think this dude's making? He's baking fucking wedding cakes. Weddings are at an all-time low. You think you're going to get a big payout? You're dreaming. The dignity of all citizens in our states needs to be honored. It's sophistry. It doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. Masterpiece Cake Shop. Masterpiece Cake Shop said before the Supreme Court they would serve any baked good to members of the LGBTQ community. Yeah, they would serve them goods, not wedding cakes. You want to come in and buy a cruller, a bear claw, a donut? I don't know if he makes these things, but, if you want to buy a cake or something, sure. He's just not going to bake a cake for a gay wedding because he doesn't believe in gay weddings, and neither do I, because there's no such thing, because the word wedding means a man and a woman getting married. Oh, hey, that's a tree. Look here. What's that? What's that little tchotchke you're holding? I don't know. I made it out of plastic and shit. But I'm going to call it a tree, too. But that's not the definition of a tree. Oh, well, I'm a postmodernist cultural Marxist. I'm all about fucking turning on the head and subverting the existing power paradigm and replacing it with the one that I want that'll give me power. And that requires me changing the meanings of words as well. Oh, okay. Okay, dignity of all citizens. Get the fuck out of here. Masterpiece, yeah, you would cook, they would cook fucking cakes for you, not for LGBTQ weddings. It was just the religious significance of it being a wedding cake. Yeah, that's the whole crux of the matter, you idiot. Paul Greason, one of the attorneys representing Scardina, told the local CBS station, this sounds an awful lot like that Roe v. Wade case, where you got all those leftist lawyers employed by agents of the global elites to try and get abortion passed. It's like they have unlimited funds coming from somewhere. Where? We don't know. We don't believe they've been honest with the public. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. It's your business. Since when can I not do what I want with my own shit? What happened to freedom? What happened to property rights? What happened to freedom of association? Isn't that one of those little amendments in the fucking Constitution? Isn't that one of those, the Bill of Rights? Doesn't it say I have the freedom to associate with whoever the fuck I want? Wouldn't that mean I get to discriminate against some people? Hello? This is crazy. This is so stupid. Oh, my Lord. So Gardena claims Phillips violated Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act. Really? And Consumer Protection Act for refusing to bake a birthday cake celebrating the plaintiff's gender transition, which was to be, why does everybody have to agree with your bullshit? Huh? Why do you care? If you are so tough, if you're not such a snowflake, if you have high level of self-esteem, if you confidence in yourself, what the fuck do you need his approval for? Why do you need him to bake you a fucking cake? I don't get this. And by the way, what the hell does the law have to say about this? It's not their business. It does more harm for the state to try and come in and regulate business to the point where they force you to associate with people you don't want to associate with. That does more harm than just letting these people do what they want, letting them discriminate, letting them associate with whoever the hell they want. Okay, first of all, if this guy's really doing something wrong, what's going to happen is the public is going to show their ire with him by not frequenting his establishment. And then he goes out of business. That's real social justice, okay? The public doesn't like what he's doing. They express this by exercising their market power, by not frequenting his business. Apparently, the majority of people in Colorado like what he's doing. And the majority are probably Christians too. But hey, let's pander to this snowflake minority. Sure. Yeah. Okay, so the cake was to be blue on the outside and pink on the inside, symbolizing a transition from male to female. Yeah. He doesn't agree with your little symbol, and he doesn't want to participate in it. Imagine that. Jim Campbell, senior counsel for Alliance Defending Freedom, which has represented Phillips in the other cases, called it further harassment. Well, yeah. They have a clear agenda that they're trying to push here. And all these LGBTQ people who are just looking for a payout, they're nothing more than useful idiots. So this latest attack by Scardina looks like yet another desperate attempt to harass cake artist Jack Phillips. Of course. It's just like that case with Brett Kavanaugh, except these people actually have a legal leg to stand on, unfortunately, because of these stupid anti-discrimination acts. I believe you should have the freedom to discriminate against anybody you like. You don't like black people, you don't like Mexican people. You don't like brown people, you don't like yellow people, you don't like Chinese, Orientals, whatever. You don't want to serve them, you don't serve them. It's your business. It's your business. This is just fascism. This is real fascism. This is the state telling private businesses how to run their fucking business. But we're not the real fascists, we're anti-fascists. Campbell said, stumbles over the one detail that matters most. Jack serves everyone. He just cannot express all messages through his custom cakes. Right. I so dumb. I need coffee. I love coffee. I hate the bitter aftertaste. You get this cotton mouth, nasty, sticky mouth after. Your mouth's not really sticky, but it feels sticky. And sometimes you're not able to speak 100% perfectly, although I have that problem sometimes just because I speak so fast. Which the coffee seems to accelerate. Obviously, it's a stimulant. But I do love my coffee. So apparently in America, you can't do what you want with your shit. Yeah, America is quickly becoming like Maoist China. We've already got the political correctness. It's also becoming like fascist Germany. Well, yeah, great. What a wonderful mix. Great diversity we got going on there. Well, the only diversity we don't have is the kind that matters, which is the diversity of opinion, the diversity of thought. You're allowed to have your own opinions so long as they mesh with mine. So long as they sync up with my opinions. Otherwise, you're not allowed to have them. Wow, okay. Yeah, you have freedom of speech, freedom of thought, unless you're outside the orthodox, agreed-upon politically correct views. Yeah, political correctness. Great idea, Mao. Great fucking idea. So, of course, Americans adopted it. Yeah. All right, let's move on. I need something funny. I need something amusing. That story's a real bummer. That's a real downer to me. This next story's pretty funny, though. First, let me start with a preamble. Ladies, okay, you cannot expect to find a good man at any age. I wish women would tell me would tell all us men what is a good man. Because every time I hear some woman complaining about not being able to find a man, she always uses the term, good man. I can't find a good man. They never go further in explaining what the hell that means. What do you mean by good man? I don't know. Good. Well, if you don't know, how the fuck you expect to find it, you dumb bitch? I mean, if you can't express to me in clear and concise words what the hell you mean by good man, what are you looking for? Clearly you don't know. How can you find something when you don't know what it is? I don't understand that. So, I mean, really, you ladies are clueless. First of all, you need to sit down and map out what you think is a good man. And when some of them actually do have an idea, and then they tell you, and it's like, whoa, you've got some really specific fucking standards. It's like, really high standards, okay? So usually the case is either they don't know or they do know. Both are a big problem. Listen to this. This story, man. This is fucking great. Comedy gold, baby. Comedy gold. Lawyer Sarah Coe paid thousands of dollars to several matchmaking services, but she ended up unhappy even before she got to meet any potential Mr. Right. Oh boy, this bitch is so specific, so particular. I don't even want to meet these men. I've already seen them on paper. I am not happy. I am not pleased. I am not satisfied. But wait, you haven't met them. You don't know if they have good personalities, if they have good character, if they're charming, if they have virtue. I don't care. I saw the spreadsheet of who they are. It's enough. Oh, fuck. Oh, boy, ladies. Yeah. Wow. Okay. The matchmakers would promise her the moon, but their recommended suitors often sent her to the depths of despair. Really? Jesus Christ. As they did not even get close to matching her expectations. Yeah, she's one of these women who has mapped it out very specifically, and her expectations are ridiculous. Coe, who would not give her real name. Oh, that's not her real name. Oh, I tried looking this broad up on Facebook. I sent her a message. I guess I got the wrong person. Hey, honey, have some balls. Post your real name. Nah, I guess I can understand why she doesn't. Recalled a consultant at Love Group Hong Kong showing her photos of 4 to 5 men, all said to have the qualities of her ideal partner. Wow. Wait till you hear this. The men had to be at least 179 centimeters tall. At least? By the way, for those of you who don't know, that's around 5'11". With an annual salary of $1 million. It gets better. It gets better. Be English speaking and with overseas experience. Now, by the way, this is in Hong Kong, and this is $1 million in Hong Kong dollars, but $1 million in Hong Kong dollars is $1 million in Hong Kong, okay? Don't start doing currency conversions to other freaking currencies. It matters how much that currency is worth, how much value it has in the local economy we're talking about. All right, just because it's not $1 million US dollars, that would be like 8 million Hong Kong dollars or something, okay? It's $1 million in Hong Kong. It doesn't have quite the same amount of value in Hong Kong as one Hong Kong dollar does not have quite the same amount of value in Hong Kong as it does in America, but it's close. So just think of it as somebody wanting someone in America who makes $1 million, because it's about the same spending power wise. So yeah, you got to make $1 million, be English speaking in a country, in a city where the predominant language is in English, with overseas experience. Yeah, now get her age. The 31-year-old. I love it. Post-wall over the hill. She's a lawyer. So you know what that means? Lots and lots of stress, long work days. She's prematurely aged. Not only that, but she's a professional woman. So the only thing she has enough free time for is fucking. So she's ridden the cock carousel a lot. So lots of fucking, probably lots of booze drinking, probably one of these Chardonnay sipping, wine drinking bitches who sucks down a bottle a night. So she is prematurely aged. And she's 31, so She doesn't have to be prematurely aged. She's too old already. So the 31-year-old was told she could meet these men after she paid for the service. Yeah, you could meet them, but they don't fit your high standards. But after forking out HK $19,900 from October last year for a 6-month plan, she did not meet any men who fitted the bill for her. Okay, this is a real issue. If you're going to one of the highest, if not the highest echelon dating service in Hong Kong and you can't find a match, your standards are too high. Your standards are too high. You're aiming too high. Does she realize that, of course? Does she realize that she's looking for something that doesn't fit what she has to offer? It's very interesting to me. 31-year-old post-war broad thinking that her high annual salary, which apparently isn't high enough because he's got to make good money too, or more than her probably. How's that work? Yeah. So she thinks that should matter to a man. Again, this is what I've talked about before. Women, feminists, which this woman obviously is, which you can tell by her very high standards. They tend to see men and women as equivalent. They don't really understand men very well, and they think that men care about the same things they do because, again, men and women are they're equivalent. They're just equivalent. They're the same. If women care about money, well, a man must care about money too. No, unless you're some kind of like surfer dude, mimbo, loser who's living off some broad, you don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what a woman makes. Who gives a shit? I care if she's hot and can have babies. That's it. Which this broad, well, So, yeah. Instead, she received 28 profiles of potential matches by February, with just 1 or 2 who came close to her stated requirements. Her worst date, she claimed, was a marble manufacturer who was rude and could not speak English. I feel like I was cheated, Coe said. Oh, God. I feel like that picture of Jean-Luc Picard, that meme where he's like this. Oh, God. I mean, lady, you're 31-year-old spinster. What do you think you're going to get? You're a loser. I love these people who are losers. I mean, you might be a winner in the legal arena, but we're not in the legal arena, okay? We're in a different world that has different standards for rating your loserdom, okay? You're a loser. You're a loser. You're not a winner. You're not a winner. You're a loser in terms of relationships. You're 31. You probably never had a long-term relationship. You've clearly had multiple relationships, which is a huge red flag. You have this really successful career, another red flag. You care more about your career than you do about family and kids, so you'll probably never have kids. And you're 31 years old, so your eggs are already crap. I mean, what do you think you're going to get? I mean, you think that you're a fucking flawless diamond, but the truth of the matter is, you're a cubic zirconia. You're a cubic fucking zirconia that's worth about 1/50th of the fucking value. Is that how it works? Is it 1/10, 1/20th? I don't know. But you're not the real deal. You're not flawless. You don't have the value that you think you have. This is always the problem with women. They're always overestimating the amount of value they have, and then they try to find men that are at that same level that isn't a realistic level. And by the way, usually they want men that are even better than the faux level, the false level that they think they're at. I need to have a conversation with this broad. I really need to start a dating channel. I really do. The only thing is that I have to make extra content. Oh, God. Do I have the time? Oh, man. Oh, so how many people could I help with a channel like that? Well, anyway. Yeah, so marble manufacturer. What's wrong with that? I guess, does a marble maker make any money? Do people play with marbles anymore? Don't kids eat those? Weren't they considered like a health risk? So parents stopped buying them for their kids because the little kids were eating the fucking marbles? I mean, unless it's a gigantic fucking marble like a cannonball, I guess they would just pass it. But still, marble manufacturer. I think I had marbles when I was a kid, but I don't think I played with them. By the way, there's apparently a game, which I don't know what it is. There's a game of marbles where you do specific stuff with them. I don't know how that works. Anyway, she wasn't happy. I felt like I was cheated. Lady! I just keep reading. The mismatch of expectations between clients and what matchmaking firms promise, and hence the number of disputes is on the rise as such services grow in popularity locally. Right, because Hong Kong is becoming ever more westernized and feminism is seeping into the country from outside because they have a lot of external exposure, right? While you don't have a lot of foreigners in China, you have a lot of foreigners in Hong Kong. A lot of people going in and out and bringing in their toxic ideas. And feminism is one of them. Not to mention the fact that Western TV is a big business in Hong Kong. Lots and lots of street traders selling cheap CD, DVD, American TV shows, teaching these horrible, horrible ideas. They need to ban that shit. The Consumer Council in Hong Kong received 64 complaints from both men and women in 2018. I don't think you people realize that if you're resorting to a dating service, you're already barrel scrapings, okay? You're a loser already. I don't think people understand this, okay? You can be a great fucking lawyer, but if you go and get into a sword fight and you've never wielded a sword, you're going to lose. You're a loser when it comes to sword fighting. You have no skill, no ability, no value as a sword fighter. I don't understand this. Who gives a fuck if you're a lawyer, lady? You're walking into a sword arena with your have a sword fight, right? With your chest puffed out like this. I am a great lawyer. I have nice legs. Your head gets lopped off. The values you're talking about, you don't have them. You don't have them, okay? You're not attractive. You're old. You're an old fucking biddy, all right? And the things that you think give you value in the dating market give you no value. Give you no value. They assign no winner characteristics to you. You're a loser. You're trying to take the values, the things that you think give you merit in one world, and in that very, very specific vein they do, and apply them to another. They don't apply. Men don't care about these things. The things that you have that men care about, you don't have. Right? You're old. You're old. I don't know why she thinks 31 is old, ladies. Don't you understand this? It's crazy. Oh, my God. All right. So, yeah, gripes included poor service, disputes over charges, and deceptive sales tactics. Well, yeah, but you're going to get that in any industry. Is any service industry like this anyway that has subjective standards. I mean, there's no surprise there. And by the way, what do you people think? Again, it's a dating service. You're going to have losers because you're a loser. You just don't realize you're a loser. You're in denial. I love these people. Oh, well, these people I'm seeing are losers, but I'm not a loser. I'm a winner. So the real problem here is you lack self-awareness. You're not aware that you're a loser. Yeah, this is always the case, isn't it? It's everybody else. It's not me. Everybody else is the problem. Even though I'm the common denominator. Meanwhile, you fit in just fine. You just don't realize that that marble manufacturer, he's really the best you can get. You've just erroneously come to the conclusion that that's not the case. And you're blaming these dating companies, these matchmaking companies for reality. I love it. So the reality, she doesn't see reality. She doesn't understand reality. She doesn't want to acknowledge reality. She wants to be in denial. So instead of accepting the truth that she's a loser and that her best days are behind her and the things a man cares about she ain't got, so she's going to have to settle for second or third choice. Instead of realizing that, no, they haven't met my unrealistic expectations. I want to buy a Lamborghini for $25. And this company hasn't found me somebody who's willing to sell me a Lamborghini for $25. Those evil sons of bitches, it's their fault. I'm going to sue them. Clown world. All right, it's spread to Hong Kong. It's spread to the Orient even. It's everywhere, this clown world nonsense. These people who don't understand reality, who just patently reject reality. I don't understand reality. Apparently not, lady. So Coe said the firm later admitted its service provision had failed to take notice of her requirements, but they refused to give her a refund. Of course they did. They don't want to give you back your money. Look, you paid them for a service. They provided you with the best that was there. You're just pissed that the best that was there didn't meet your unrealistic expectations. Oh, well. This woman expects a dude that makes $1 million local dollars and is 6 feet tall almost in the Orient. I've lived in the Orient, man. You can't buy shoes above size 10. And even they're hard to find because these people have such tiny little fucking feet. Have you seen Oriental porn? Everything else on these people is tiny too. Yet she's expecting to find a dude who's about 1% of the population in the Orient, in addition to making big money, and is around her age, and probably has to be good looking too. Oh! And she fits none of those criteria in regards to what a man wants. But I'm being realistic in my expectations. No, you're not, lady. It's amazing to me. She's a lawyer. Isn't she supposed to be good with logic and reason? Cognitive dissonance in overdrive on steroids. The cognitive dissonance has its own cognitive dissonance. Woo! After she took the dispute to small claims tribunal, the firm agreed to settle and offered her VIP services for 18 months. She goes on to say, I can breathe easier, she said. No, you can't. It's not going to help. 18 months! In 18 months, you're going to be 18 months older. You're going to be 32, 33, because she's probably 31 and a half now. After all this rigmarole she's put this company through. So you're going to be 33 years old in 18 months, sweetheart, and it's not going to help. Look, the kind of successful dudes you're looking for, they don't need to go to a dating agency. Okay? And women that men want, they don't have to go to a dating agency either. Your barrel scrapings, your leftovers, okay? You're the day-old bread that the fucking bakery throws out in the alley behind their fucking shop that the homeless people are going through. But it's not day-old. You're the 3-day-old bread. You're not the 5-6-day-old bread with the day-old bread with the fucking mold growing on it. That's old grannies and cougars and shit. But and believe me, there's people that'll eat even that if they're hungry enough. But lady, you're not fresh bread. Stop thinking you are and expecting to garner the kind of fucking cashola quality man that you expect to have. Let's take a look at this broad. I want to see what she looks like. That makes her such a wonderful package. What makes her so great that she expects to find this great guy at 31 from a dating agency, a matchmaker? Okay, so her body's okay. She doesn't have a gut. That's a plus. She's thin. She's got a nice figure, it looks like, but it doesn't look like she has any tits. And the hairdo. Okay, so here is the feminist hairdo. All right, the list of feminist hairdos, okay? If the hair doesn't touch the shoulders, most definitely a feminist and a serious one. And she's more serious as the hair gets shorter. Now, of course, in the East, women, they generally aren't allowed to have, they can't have the wacky-do, shitty fucking man hair, okay? Though some of them do. Okay, she's a feminist, yeah. That's about as short as she could get as a practicing lawyer and get away with it and be taken seriously. She's a feminista. Another picture here. Okay, let's enlarge that. Okay. All right, so she's thin, decent body, but you're not like smoking hot, lady, okay? You're not smoking hot, all right? And you're old, and I guarantee you there's some gray hairs on that head. Lawyer? And women age like milk. So, yeah. She wants a perfect man. Let's see what else we got here. So, yeah, she can breathe easier. Lady, you're not going to find anybody. You're not going to find anybody because your expectations are completely unrealistic. I'm sure I'll find somebody eventually that loves me for me. Meanwhile, all I care about is what's on paper. Wow. How generous of you to want to be loved for you, and meanwhile, all you care about is a spreadsheet for these guys. Unbelievable. In a visit to its office in central Hong Kong earlier this week, Post reporters who tried to sign up for the service were presented with dozens of male candidates on a database, including CEO Michael Yee. So the CEO of the dating agency has his own profile on the database? Really? Isn't that a conflict of interest? Don't pick this one, the firm's senior matchmaker, Angela Leese, told the reporter, pointing at Yee's profile. He's not available. He is an inactive member. It's very odd. After a while, the reporters asked to view Yee's profile again when it popped up from the electronic database. Lee said Yee worked in the IT industry and was a business founder without disclosing he was her boss. When the Post contacted Yee, a company spokesperson responded. She said Yee was a coder and heavily involved in the design and development of its product, so he frequently created test accounts with his real information and photos. I guess that seems acceptable, although I'm not sure he's not using his account to maybe contact women behind the scenes and maybe set up some booty calls. I wouldn't put that beyond a Hong Kong dude. But anyway, he had never been on a date with clients to avoid any conflict of interest and had asked employees not to send out or pitch his profile to any client, she added. Another love group Hong Kong client was also not impressed with the service. Psychologist Bella Chan, 45. A psychologist. Yeah, because men really want to have their head shrunk, right? Yeah. And she's 45? Oh, my God. Signed a 6-month plan for 39,000 Hong Kong dollars. Boy, I'm in the wrong racket. In April last year, Chan, not her last name, not her real last name, wanted to meet a Western man. Oh, meet a Western man? Yeah, they're like 1% of the population there. In his late 40s to early 50s with an income of more than 1 million HK per year. That's like a 45-year-old broad in America wanting to meet a dude that makes $1 million American dollars a year. Really? Really? And she's very specific and wants a Japanese dude, right? Or something like that. Or somebody else who's a minority of the population. It's crazy. You're 45! Wake up! There's no man that want you. A fucking guy in his 40s or whatever, making $1 million a year, doesn't want you. What is it about these women they don't get? The same thing with this prior broad, that lawyer broad. Does she understand that a dude that makes that kind of money and is that tall has more options, that he can afford a 21-year-old, an 18-year-old? Why would he want you? You waited too long, lady. You should have punched your fucking ticket while it still had some time left on it. Unbelievable. Yeah, 40. I want to meet a Western man in his 40s to 50s with an income that's huge. And he likes 45-year-old cougar poon. 5-day-old thrown-out bread that's starting to get moldy. Smell a little weird. But of 26 male profiles shared with this woman on Friday, 16 were Chinese and the rest Westerners. In one of 2 dates arranged, they only got 2 dates. So she looked at 26 dudes who fit her supposed requirements, but only went out with 2. But it's the matchmaker's fault. It's not the unrealistic expectations of these women. Oh, no. She learned the man she met was a free online member. Yeah, so smart businessman. He doesn't want to spend the money to be a paid member. He's still getting matches by being a free member. So what? That's why he has money. He's frugal. He's not stupid, bitch. No! That upsets me! If he's not willing to pay for the service, he must be a poor loser! Oh my God. Oh my God. No wonder she's single. Chan said she was promised she would be matched with paid members. Company staff also told the same thing to the Post reporters. Oh my God. Oh my God. No wonder you're single. I don't understand this. Where's the self-awareness to understand why you're single? You're single because you have these ridiculously high standards. Unrealistic. It's not even high. They're not high standards. They should be non-standards because they're unrealistic standards. I want a man with 2 heads. It's kind of unrealistic, sweetheart. We might have one of those. Let me check. Okay, all right. So, after Chan complained to Yee, the CEO, he replied in a text message to expand the pool of candidates because, your expectations are unrealistic, so we have to start looking at unpaid members as well. We also headhunt matches among unpaid members, some of whom may be passive members, meaning free members. He added the goal of clients is to find good matches, not to worry about if their match has paid for the service or not. Yeah, I honestly, what difference that makes if he meets the criteria? Disappointed? Yeah, it seems like she's looking for reasons to stay single. You should be looking for every possible opportunity You can't find a man. You're 45, sweetheart. You'll never have kids. Yeah, a man's going to want you for a long-term relationship. You can't be a baby mama. What value do you offer? She's not 5-day-old bread. She's 2-week-old bread. That's all green and shit. Disappointed Chan said she was stupid to trust the company. Didn't learn her lesson. Didn't learn her lesson. I feel very insulted and humiliated. You're feeling this way for the wrong reason, honey. You should be humiliated, not insulted. Well, maybe insulted by reality, right? That's presenting you with the awful truth that you don't want to face. The goal of clients is to find good matches. Yeah, well, no, they have to pay for the service like me, so I know that they have moolah. Even though anybody with moolah, I wouldn't want a 45-year-old broad. In a written reply to the Post, the company rejected misinterpretation. Was involved in Coe and Chan's cases because it had asked its clients to read the terms and conditions before they signed the contract. The matchmaking member pool included all members the firm's staff had met in person or spoken to on the phone, covering free and paid members, its spokesperson said. We would be doing our paid members a huge disservice if we did not use our entire network and member pool, including free members, to find them suitable matches, she said. By the way, this is all subjective, and these women's subjective experience of reality is very different from that of men, and clearly not realistic. Clearly, you ladies need to modify your expectations. I can tell all these women have ridden so many cocks that they do not care about emotion anymore. They do not care about a bond or virtues or anything. It's all about money with these broads. She said staff were trained to tell clients that the company would rather extend its search to find a well-suited match instead of just proposing someone who was not as compatible just because he or she was a paid member or not. God. Oh, these women. If you can call them that. So let me explain something to you. Matchmaking services are only good as the people who are only as good as the people that sign up for them. Okay? They are offering you a realistic service. They are offering you what is there for someone your age. Okay? And if you're a man, it's your age and income bracket. For a woman, it's your age. Age is paramount. That's what we men care about. Women care about the money. Men care about the age and the body. If you're a 30, 40, 45-year-old broad, you have what we don't care about. In fact, you have what we care about, but in the negative. It's a pejorative to us. We don't want it. You have what we don't want, okay? And you're expecting to find Mr. Right, Prince Charming. As I've told women before, if you hit these kind of ages, 30, 35, 40, and you're without a man, you need to be open to any and everything. The dude that pumps gas, the dude that fucking mops the floor at the local elementary school. I know they don't have service stations anymore. It's all self-service. But whatever lowly job you can think of. That's the guy you need to be willing to accept. Not have these ridiculously high fucking standards, because you're going to find no one if you don't wake up and start understanding how reality works. I'd rather be unhappy and single and find somebody that I might be happy with. But of course, I ruined my chances of being happy by fucking so many men and being unable to pair bond with a man in any meaningful way. So I can't see virtue, and I have no virtues. So, I just care about how he looks and the money he makes. Essentially, you're a feminist who's turned herself into a gross caricature of what she thinks a man is. Oh, I see. Which is really what feminism does to women. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, and that's something men don't want, by the way. Anyhow, let's move on. Yeah. Gay men want that. Gay men want to be with other men, not straight dudes. All right, so next story, more liberal retardedness in America. Beverly Hills becomes first U.S. city to ban tobacco sales. Really? Don't people in Hollywood like to smoke? How does this work? At the same time, they're all trying to get marijuana legalized. They're banning tobacco. Wow, that's insane. Boy, I see a lot of cigar shops and restaurants and cigar lounges and shit like that going out of business. The places that have the wooden Indians out front. Did they still have wooden Indians? Is that racist? The Beverly Hills City Council on Tuesday ununanimously, voted to make it the first U.S. city to ban the sale of cigarettes, cigars, e-cigarettes are safe, and other tobacco products. Is an e-cigarette a tobacco product even? Aren't you just inhaling water vapor? I don't know. The ban applies to gas stations, pharmacies, convenience, and grocery stores. To everything. But includes exemptions for hotels and 3 local cigar lounges. How long is that going to last? Exemptions. It's set to take effect beginning in 2021. So, just the local municipality. Well, then what's stopping somebody from walking over the county line or the city line or the line separating Beverly Hills from whatever's bordering Beverly Hills and buying their shit right next door? I don't understand. What difference is this going to make? Allowing tobacco products to be sold in the city increases access to those harmful and dangerous products and does not promote the city's image as a healthy city. What? Healthy city? Well, what city's healthy? The air in all these places is shit. It's just at varying degrees. And I don't think that smoking... I think that car belching out all them fucking fumes is a bigger problem than me puffing away on a fucking cigarette outside. Now, I can understand the argument in fucking elevators and inside buildings and shit where you're in an enclosed space, which, by the way, is already illegal to do. You have to smoke outside. I don't even think you can have a smoking-only sections in restaurants. What's the problem? I mean, generally speaking, if somebody's smoking outside, you're not going to inhale their secondhand smoke because it just wafts up into the fucking atmosphere. I mean, if you're like 6 inches away from them, yeah, you might catch some of that. But generally speaking, you can avoid secondhand smoke when you're outside. If you pass somebody on the street, their smoke might whiff into your face as you pass them, but you can just hold your breath for 2 seconds and you walk by them. I mean, I don't get this. How is this affecting people's health? This is so stupid. Local business owners oppose the measure. Well, of course. Arguing it would harm sales, yeah? And could force employee layoffs, not to mention impact the city's tax revenue. Meanwhile, public health advocates argue, all these little mommies and daddies running around trying to protect me for themselves and give some kind of meaning to their nihilistic lives, argue that the benefits to public health outweigh the negative impact a ban could have on retail sales. Public health? What do you think you're going to do? You're not affecting anybody's health. Again, I can avoid secondhand smoke outside. And again, secondhand smoke and smoking indoors in public places or businesses is already banned. So what are you doing? It's just useless, meaningless virtue signaling. Councilmember Lily Bossy said the ban aligns with Beverly Hills' image as a healthy city. Beverly Hills doesn't have an image of being healthy. It's an elite. It has an image of it has the image of elitism. When I think of Beverly Hills, I think of a bunch of pampered, out of touch, elite douchebags, which is essentially what they are. And this is further proof of that. I thought this was just truly she can't even speak with correct grammar, a landmark moment for our city, for our community, she said, according to the report. Thomas Bryant, executive director of the National Association of Tobacco Outlets, said the ban unfairly penalizes gas stations and convenience stores. Did they even have those in Beverly Hills? I thought these hoity-toity types were too good to frequent convenience stores. Tobacco products make up more than a third of convenience store in-store sales, he said. When you remove those in-store sales, a third, they go out of business. You're cutting their sales by a third. They already have very small profit margins, thanks to idiotic things like minimum wage laws. So the profitability is no longer there. Boy, I mean, how much skill does it take to $2? You don't even have to punch stuff in anymore on a fucking cash register keyboard. You just have a scanner. Laser scanner. Monkeys could do this. But you must pay $15 an hour. $15 an hour to these people. Well, that's my really bad Chinese. Why am I doing a Chinese accent? $15. I just like the way it sounds. $15 minimum wage. Monkeys could do that. Yeah, that deserves $15 an hour. Meanwhile, you're taking away a third of their sales. You're making it completely impossible for people to run businesses. All right, they're communists. There's no longer any profitability. He told CBS News, we believe this will cause convenience stores in Beverly Hills to lay off employees and likely close their doors. He said the ordinance will force consumers to either buy their tobacco products in neighboring towns and cities. Yeah, so the neighboring towns and cities will just make more money. Yeah, we're going to ban stuff, but only in a very small locality. Well, then people just go next door. This is so stupid. So they'll also purchase their gas in other municipalities, beverages and snacks. It's going to further reduce sales at convenience stores, and that's why you will likely see them close. We don't care. We're leftists. We don't care. We just care about our narrative and our ideology and feeling like we're doing some good in the world when we're really not. We're just doing more harm than good. But we're too stupid to see that, right? Oh, we just see the possible health benefits without all of the ancillary effects attached to these, what we think are positive actions, but they're really not positive because people will continue to buy tobacco products in Beverly Hills. They'll just buy them from whoever's bordering Beverly fucking Hills. And you'll just put a lot of people out of business. Way to go! You think you're helping the little guy, you think you're helping the fucking guy named Habib who owns a local fucking convenience store, but you're putting him out of fucking business. Way to go, virtue signaling moron. Idiots. Meanwhile, you haven't helped anybody. People are still going to be puffing away. Fucking idiots. This is so stupid. They're not even banning smoking. They're just banning the sale of tobacco products. Bring it. So you can still smoke. You just can't buy your cigarettes and your other tobacco products here. Well, can't I just walk 5 feet there and buy them there? Because, that's not Beverly Hills anymore. It's dumb. Well, you're helping the competition in your neighboring territories. Way to go. Yeah, but these idiots think everything exists in their little bubble, right? No consequences to my actions, which is the kind of world they want. Where their bad choices or whatever have no real personal consequences. Everybody else will support me, help me, you bunch of socialist morons. By the way, whatever happened to my body, my choice, huh? I mean, clearly with this tobacco ban, you're trying to stop people in Beverly Hills from smoking or send the message that's not good for you. But nudging them through state power to not smoke. Wait a second. My body, my choice. If I want to puff away and give myself fucking lung cancer, throat cancer, if I want to chew on that nasty fucking chaw where I'm spitting out that black fucking tar goo shit, and I want to give myself fucking cancer, I want to give myself brain cancer, I want to give myself an aneurysm, I want to eat a big juicy fucking steak, I want to eat 2 pounds of bacon in one sitting, I want to eat a big fucking slice of cheese, a big slice of fucking Swiss cheese that weighs 3 fucking pounds, I want to eat a wheel of cheese and give myself a heart attack right there on the fucking spot. I should be able to do that shit. You're gonna tell me I can't eat a big wheel of fucking cheese, I can't eat 2 pounds of fucking bacon in one sitting, I can't smoke a fucking cigarette or puff away on my favorite fucking cigar from Cuba? Fuck you! You're gonna tell me what I'm gonna do with my body? I thought it was my body, my choice, bitches. But apparently, it's only my body, my choice when it aligns with your fucking ideology. Otherwise, it's your body, your fucking choice. Fuck you! Fucking scumbags. I want to be able to sit there and eat a big, greasy fucking rat burger, snake burger, whatever burger. I want to be able to sit there and eat the weirdest fucking concoction that's got 500 fucking grams of fat, the worst fucking cholesterol in the world. I want to be able to kill myself slowly, quickly, whatever I want. It's my body, bitches. No. We're going to tell you what to do. And then we're going to try to sell ourselves as progressives. We're all for body autonomy. Yeah. No, you're not. No, you're not. All right, that's so retarded. Let's move on. Yeah, my body, my choice, my ass. Your body, your choice, as long as it aligns with our ideology. Otherwise, you're fucked. Yeah. What's next? What's next? Fat? Sugar? Oh, well, they're already banning fucking soft drinks. You already got municipalities in America. Ooh, you want to buy a fucking bottle of Coke? $5. $5. Wait, I walk across the street. It's $1. Ooh, different municipality. This is one of these social engineering laws that's designed to nudge you in the ideological direction that we want you to be nudged in. Meaning you're trying to make me give up soft drinks because they're not good for me? Why won't I just cross the street and buy them there? It's so stupid. Costing whoever's within that municipality tons of money. But you're doing nothing to solve the problem, of course. It's great. All right, I'm going to move on. This is so stupid. Healthy living. Oh, boy. So this is from, I think the magazine is called Healthy Living. Maybe it's one of these online rags. Oh, the backup plan. Get this. Half of women in relationships have a plan B guy they can run away with. Well, yeah, I've always known this. I remember one broad I dated. I know she had a backup dude. She wouldn't travel alone. She wouldn't go anywhere alone. And then one day she took a trip. She found God. This was another reason we broke up. She found God. She found religion. She found Christianity, became a Christian. She went on some retreat somewhere. All of a sudden, she's willing to travel. And I knew she had met someone. She had met someone while she was exploring Christianity because she wouldn't travel alone. And all of a sudden, she's traveling alone and getting visas and passports, where before, when I wanted to travel somewhere, no, even with me, she wouldn't travel. I don't want to go there. Yeah, it's too much trouble. Now she's fucking paying the money for visas and waiting for visas and getting a fucking passport. Yeah, she had a plan B, dude. And it turned out she did. Yeah. But I mean, I'd lost interest once she found God. Anyway, found God. How do you find something that doesn't exist? Oh, boy. Anyway, let's get to this story. Whether he's the one that got away, the office husband, or a gym partner, chances are he's the plan B guy you fantasize about running away with. I guess this article's talking to broads. It's not talking to me. I'm not gay. Like an insurance policy, this man is the hand-picked boyfriend or husband replacement you have on standby once plan A guy starts to break down on you. This is reality, guys. This is reality. Stark and harsh. According to a survey conducted by OnePoll.com, an online market research company, half of women who are married or in relationships have a plan B man on standby who is ready and waiting because of unfinished business. And by the way, you can readily assume that the other half are lying. You can readily assume that the majority of the other half, even though this might be an anonymous poll, are not being honest. Imagine that, women not being honest about their feelings, about their emotions, about reality. Big shocker. Yeah, but even the ones that would admit it are half, which tells you that it's way more. When there's trouble in paradise and eventually a breakup, women are left at the starting line again. Yeah, because they see it as a race. Really? How is it that these old women don't recognize they're way behind? That they're way behind and there's no way they can win. This means there's more ladies' nights, late night rom-com marathons. What the fuck's that? And wine. Lots of wine. You keep drinking that wine, ladies. You keep prematurely aging yourselves. I remember I dated one broad. She loved wine. I go to her house, and, I mean, she was like 30-something, and she already had, I mean, she was like 30, what was it, 30, 35, 36? 36, yeah. And she already had gray hairs, and I remember once she asked me to pluck them. We were standing in the bathroom. I came up behind her, and she's like, here, could you find any gray hairs in the back of my head where I can't see and pluck them? I was like, okay. Talk about vain. Oh, my God. And she loved wine. All these women who age prematurely. It seems like all these women who age prematurely and are old and childless and manless love liquor. Of course. It makes sense, doesn't it? They don't want to face the reality of their depressing situation, that they're old. They have no kids, and many of them don't even have cats, so they're just lonely, and they bury themselves in their work. Yeah, because that's going to give your life meaning when you're 80. Okay. Anyway, so, yeah. However, to avoid playing the field and going through all the bases, many women have taken a shortcut to get back to the finish line with a plan B man. The saying that the grass isn't always greener clearly isn't deterring women of today. Yeah. Because they've all been taught by feminism not to trust men and that the grass is greener. So they never find anybody, never settle down. They understand that anything can happen and are ensuring they have a solid backup. Anything can happen, right? Fill women's heads with this idea that there's going to be some kind of catastrophe, that it not only could happen, but it's going to happen. It's more likely than not to happen, which is what feminism teaches women. You can't rely on a man. Men are not reliable. Men are not dependable. If you place your faith in a man, he'll disappoint you more often than not, so you need to stand on your own 2 feet. Yeah. Okay. That's why you have this issue, right? Yeah. Oh, maybe this plan B dude, maybe he'll look good. Maybe he'll be better than plan A guy. Yeah. Meanwhile, you spend all this time playing the field, and you're 30, and you dumped a bunch of guys that would have been perfect men for you in your 20s. but I had to play the field and see if the grass was greener. Yeah, and I couldn't trust those men anyway, because that's what feminism has taught me. That's what it's inculcated within me to believe. I just believe it. I don't know why, but I do. Yeah, they understand anything can happen. Yeah, that's feminist language, all right. And are ensuring they have a solid backup plan. Right. Do they have a backup for the backup? Who they'll eventually dump? Should things go sour with their current man? A spokesman from onepoll.com told the Daily Mail. Crazy. To analyze women's relationship contingency plan, the survey of 1,000 women, it's a pretty good sample size, found nearly half had a man on deck that they could call out to the plate. Yeah. This is why women have these beta orbiter dudes and dudes that are kind of friend zone and that they are kind of flirtatious with and they see on a regular basis, maybe at the gym or at work. They're keeping that guy in a semi-rotation. They're keeping him on call, right? He's that backup pitcher, right? We're ready to call him up. We're ready to call him up if our main dude fails. Yeah. We hope that it doesn't happen because our main dude's great, but got to be prepared. However, this man isn't any rookie. He's likely to be one of the woman's all-star friends. Yeah, she's had around for 7 years. More than 4 in 10 women admitted they had gotten to know this man while they were with their partner, while almost the same percentage said he was on the scene long before the relationship. Yeah. Yeah. Friend zone. Women cover their bases. Almost all women except the big, fat, ugly ones. You know, because nobody wants to be their friends, right? No men anyway, because they hate men. That's why these broads become lesbos. They have no options. 1 in 10 women confessed their plan B had professed undying love to them. Wow. While 2 in 10 knew that their plan B would drop everything for them. These first alternatives were on call for their lady friends for several reasons. A quarter of the ladies blatantly admitted they have strong feelings for their plan B. Are you listening, gentlemen? Are you listening? 25% admitted they had strong feelings for plan B, dude. Then what are they with plan A guy for? You know why? Cheddar. Money. Which means she's really not worth being with to begin with because she doesn't care about virtue. She just cares about moolah. Because if she cared about virtue and feelings, she'd be with you, the plan B dude. And stronger feelings for them, the plan B guy, than they do their current partner, while 15% responded with feeling more for the plan B man. Wow, this is great. For our research to establish that 50% of women in relationships have a plan B man is a worrying sign, said the OnePoll.com spokesperson. This news may cause a few men in relationships to think twice about not taking the rubbish out or choosing a... Oh, this is fucking great. Oh, wow. Listen to this. So this news may cause a few men in relationships to think twice about not taking out the trash or choosing a night down at the pub in favor of a cozy night with his partner. Wait, what? So, wait. It's men's fault. It's men's fault that 50% of women have a plan B, dude, that they have a backup plan, that they have another man that they're essentially keeping around as an emotional tampon and are essentially having an emotional, if not physical affair with. That's plan A guy's fault? Really? It's amazing to me. There's no situation where women have accountability. None. It's always a man's fault. What the fuck? This could spark fear in men across the UK. The UK, well, of course. And be great news for women looking for that extra bit of love and care so that their attentions aren't swayed. Oh, my God. My responsibility to make sure that you don't find and snag yourself a plan B, dude. You have no accountability insofar as keeping this relationship going. It's all on me, the man. Tell me something I don't know. Tell me something I don't know. Despite the alarming statistics, men can rest assured their significant other won't call the man on deck to step to the plate. Oh, my God. How do I know this? 1 in 3 women said they doubted anything would happen with the man in the background. Yeah, but you still keep them there, don't you? Don't you? Well, half had a never say never approach. Right. However, 1 in 6 confessed they were seriously considering rekindling their romance with Plan B dude. So a lot of these Plan B guys are ex dudes, right? You know, the six-pack dude, the drummer, the surfer, the guitar player, the musician, the tattooed loser, who the only reason she's not with him is because he's a loser and makes no good money. And she's only with you because you make good money. If he got his shit together and made money, well, then that which would attract her to him would disappear. He wouldn't be a bad boy anymore. Would I still be attracted to him? Anyway, social media sites like Facebook and Twitter make it feasible to rekindle with an old flame and remind men any old friends can turn up out of the blue. Yeah, so you men better be on your game and do everything you possibly can to service your woman and make her happy, right? Fuck that. These survey results suggest men should make sure they are attentive to their woman's needs. Didn't I call it? It shouldn't make sure that women be more honest and open and upfront about what they want with a man. Nah, can't do that. You might lose hand. You might lose power in the relationship if you're open and honest with the man about what you want from Plan A guy. Can't do that. I can't let him know I need anything from him or want anything from him because then I'll lose hand. I have to have hand. I can't not have hand. So I'll go through the relationship and expect them to read my fucking mind, which, by the way, is why women expect you to read their mind or want you to read their mind or expect you to read these little signs, because they'll never ever come out and tell you what they want, because if they do, then they'll lose power and control in that relationship, which is really all they fucking care about as feminists, okay? In a blog post on theartofcharm.com, a site dedicated to helping people develop world-class social skills. If you got to go online to develop social skills, I mean, you may not be able to develop good social skills at that point. And by the way, I would argue that any online site offering to teach you charm won't be able to do so, okay? Come on, how good could it be? Online academy for teaching charm, online charm school. Get the fuck out of here. So this academy wrote, keeping your girlfriend interested is part of keeping your relationship healthy. What about her keeping me interested? It's not part of it. She's a woman. She's entitled to your attention and love and foot rubs and being treated like a princess, but you're not entitled to the same from her. Oh, no reciprocity? I thought the feminists were all about equality. No. They just want to get and not give. Oh, they want to get equality, but they don't want to give back in equal measure. I see. Make no mistake about it, the game never ends. That's why I quit playing, okay? It's always going to go on, and you're always going to have to try and keep the relationship fresh. Fuck that. Why do I have to do all this work? By the way, this is only for women who don't see value in another individual in regards to their virtue. Look, love is not a choice, okay? We fall in love with the virtues in others that match the virtues we have within ourselves. If you're a good man, what you're really going to be good for is virtue, okay? You're going to have virtue. And if you're a good woman, she's going to have virtue, and she's going to recognize virtue in others, and she's going to see in you what's mirrored in her that has value. Virtue! And she's going to be attracted to and love that. You're not going to have to do all this fucking work. Keep the relationship fresh. Fuck you! Yeah, it's my sole job. She has no responsibility. We as ladies don't want to split it 50-50. We want to put all the burden on you men. But we want equality. And we want the benefits, we just don't want the responsibilities. The good news is that this isn't a chore. Yeah, it is. What are you talking about? You ever made fucking breakfast for a woman in bed? Fuck me. You gotta get that little fucking tray, put a little flour in a little fucking vase, and make the eggs and bacon and all this shit and take to her in bed. Fuck that. What's so great about you? You deserve fucking breakfast in bed. Why don't you serve me some breakfast in bed for once in a while? Then maybe I'll do it for you, but oh no. I am 100% saddled with the burden of keeping this relationship fresh. But it's not a chore, even though I'm burdened with 100% of it. On the contrary, it's a heck of a lot of fun. Fuck you, soy boy. Fuck you, you soy boy pussy who's talking to me right now. You pathetic, wimpy male feminist. Where are your balls? Oh, they're in your wife's purse. You pussy. This is a wake-up call for couples who let their relationships become routine and let the romance die. Yeah, wake-up call for couples who let their relationships become routine. Hello. You know what? Maybe if women burdened themselves with 50% of the responsibility involved with keeping the relationship fresh, then maybe they might survive more often. Maybe if women took half the responsibility in regards to keeping a relationship alive and keeping it quality and strong and stable and keeping it going, maybe more relationships would last. Too much work. Too much work, and I've been taught by feminism that I have a pussy. And I'm a commodity, baby, even though I'm not allowed to be viewed as a fucking object by men. But I can't trust men, and they're not reliable, and I can't depend on them. I mean, all these contradictory messages flying back and forth, and it's utterly impossible to maintain a relationship in modern Western times. And that's the whole point of feminism, of course. Oh, my God. This is when couples look elsewhere, when the relationship dies. Yeah, they're looking elsewhere for the fresh and exciting fun they once experienced with each other. What are you, 12? You want butterflies? Get the fuck out of here. What are you, Vivica A. Fox? That old fucking 4-year-old nasty broad who has no kids. She has multiple marriages, though, when she was younger. And now she thinks she's going to find a good man. And I want a few butterflies and be excited by him. At 54, I don't think you have the biological processes anymore to even experience butterflies, sweetheart. You're going to find a good man at 54. Yeah, right. Yes, I want to have the fun I once experienced. Grow up, ladies. Grow up. Become mature, finally. Don't be some 54-year-old broad saying, I'm finally ready to be mature. At 54? You ought to be a grandmother. By now. What the fuck? It's crazy. Ladies, grow the fuck up, okay? Men, don't be replaced with a plan B man. Be your lady's plan A, and only plan A, by keeping the romance alive. Yeah, because it's... Where's the mention of the woman's responsibility in keeping the relationship alive? No mention of that. I love it. I love it. It's no surprise that the majority of marriages end in divorce, especially first marriages. Something like 93.4% or something of all first marriages end in divorce within 10 years. It's no surprise to me. Women don't want to do anything. Even the media is calling on them to do zero. It's all up to a man. Yeah. Why don't you romance me a little? Why don't you romance me a little? See how much I reciprocate. I'll reciprocate equally. Well, if you don't romance me, don't expect me to romance you when you're running around bitching and moaning about not having equality. I mean, if you were raising my fucking kids, if you were rubbing my feet when I got home, if you were giving me a shoulder rub, if you were giving me regular blowjobs, yeah, okay. I'll put in that extra effort. But fucking hey, you just have a pussy and you expect that to get you all of this attention and work? It is work, by the way. It is a chore, okay? No. I love the entitlement. See, the world is not going to change and swing back the balance until men start saying enough is enough and withdrawing from women. And it's already starting to happen, but it has to happen more, okay? You soy boys out there, like the idiot that wrote this, like saying, this idiot who said it's not a chore, it's a heck of a lot of fun. Yeah, you're a loser, pal. You're a loser. Get some self-esteem. Find some self-worth and stop valuing yourself so little that you serve these women like a fucking hand servant. Pathetic. Gotta love the entitlement these women have. No wonder you can't find a good relationship. No wonder that 31-year-old broad is looking for a dude and can't find one, and she hires a fucking dating service. She's still got these ridiculous fucking standards. 45-year-old psychologist. Hello, ladies. I got news for you. Men ain't stupid. They see you, a 31-year-old broad, a professional. No man. A fucking laundry list, a long line of fucking casualties in your wake of failed, dead relationships. And they say to themselves, yeah, she's not relationship material. Not to mention the fact that she's a professional layman, professional lawyer. She's going to be working all the time. She's going to have no time for me. I'm going to have to beg, plead, work hard to get her attention and to spend any time with her at all. Fuck that. I'll find myself a 21-year-old broad who has lots of free time. Some student or something. Dumb broads. You're competing with 20-year-olds and you've got these really high expectations. Yeah, good luck with that, ladies. I'm sure that's going to work out for you very well. All right, that's it for this episode. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Please like and subscribe. And if you're viewing on YouTube, hit that little notification bell to be notified of any new content I post. And please follow me on BitChute. More and more, I'm going to be transitioning off YouTube to BitChute, okay? I mean, I'll still continue to stream and post content for as long as possible, but eventually they're going to be clamping down so much on any views, any opinions that go against the established narrative that they've established. That it's going to be almost impossible to get views or new subscribers. Meanwhile, I'm getting lots of views on BitChute, lots of new subscribers there, and I can post whatever the hell I want. So BitChute address is right there in the description. Go sign up for BitChute. And by the way, this is good for you too. Most of you that are viewing me, that means you're above average intelligence. You also, because you're above average intelligence and you like my content, are going to hate YouTube and their censorship. You got an alternative right there, BitChute. No censorship. And there's most of the personalities on YouTube that you like are also on BitChute. So go there. Go there. Doesn't mean you stop following me, watching me here, of course, or sharing. Also, share my content. There's a share button. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Reddit. I mean, if you're not, there are other ways to contribute to my show other than donating at therealistphilosopher.com/donate. There are other ways to contribute. That's the best way, of course. That offers me the most help. Everything about this show costs money. But if you can't do that, if you can't afford to do that, you can share, you can retweet, you can share on Reddit, Facebook, you can like, you can share on Instagram. There's lots of things you can do, okay? Also, if you'd like to be on the show, I've had guest appearances in the past. It's always a lot of fun, and it can be very helpful in regards to a problem you might want solved or an issue you might want to discuss or a subject you might want to explore further. Email me at admin@therealistphilosopher.com. That's ADMIN at therealistphilosopher.com. Also, if you're interested in possible advertising, if you have a business, you have a product, you want to advertise on my show, send me an email. Again, admin@therealistphilosopher.com. My presence is growing quicker on BitChute, and I can expect it to continue to grow. So, especially if your product is geared toward my type of audience, you could get some good coverage. So send me an email if you have an interest in that. Also, follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. You'll find all those links in the description. Also, I live stream on DLive. This gets sent directly to DLive. You might want to follow me there as well. And I'm going to set up a Realist Philosopher Twitch so you can watch my live stream there. I'll set that up and put the link in. Again, you don't know what's going to happen with YouTube in the future, right? They're already throttling and shadow banning, and that little fucking algorithm that reads every little goddamn word I say and censors me accordingly, is making people finding my content almost impossible, which is why I'm having to advertise it so much on other platforms, and even then, I'm getting minimal response. So, yeah, follow me on DLive, BitChute, and I guess that's it. If you visit therealistphilosopher.com, which is, by the way, the best way to also keep track of me, if I, for some reason, disappear from YouTube, you'll find all the links to all my different platforms on my website. And also, again, check out therealistphilosopher.com/donate if you would like to support my content. It's the best way you can contribute to the show, and if you can afford to do so, I hope that you would. The left certainly does so. They funded feminism and the left to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars over the past 50 years, which, by the way, is why they've won the culture war. Yes, the pendulum is starting to swing back, but it needs your help. And that help can be provided by contributing to people like me who are warriors on the front line fighting these crazy fucks. So I hope you'll choose to contribute. And I guess that's it. I will see you tomorrow at the same time, same channel. I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you a good day.